Where's Sam? Where's my boy? Where's my buddy Sam? There's only one Sam that matters, and it's Sam Fisher. Where is he? Where is he, Joe? Where have you put him?
Scott.
Hi.
What hugely anticipated video game has disappeared into nothing?
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to do a very small, quick honourable mention for Splinter Cell, the Splinter Cell remake, because Ubisoft have no idea what they're doing with that character or that franchise, but it was announced 2 years ago, so I want some sort of update on that. It wasn't at the Ubisoft Forward. So I would say the Splinter Cell remake has disappeared. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. They can't do a return to the old school stuff because it doesn't sell anymore in their eyes, and they can't do like a open world thing with Sam in a van. I don't know what you do. So, I mean, I would take it. Little battle van.
A little mystery machine.
Yeah, you push the little button and it goes, like, I would take it. But I would also say that the worst offender is Metroid Prime 4, something that was first announced in 2017, 6 whole years ago. We've had Tears of the Kingdom since then. Yeah, that was announced in 2017. They announced they were going to reboot it in 2019. They planned to show it in 2021, and now we're in 2023, and there's still nothing at all. So as we're recording this, it is on whatever day it is, and there's potentially a Nintendo Direct coming very soon, which might be there, and I hope so. You know, sometimes mentioning stuff means that it appears at certain shows, so we'll see. But I think Metroid Prime 4 is one of the biggest no-shows, and all they ever had was a logo anyway. It was very much an indicator of how not to do video game marketing, but it did make us talk about it for 6 effing years at this point. So, give me something.
Yes, please do.
Joe.
Yes.
What announced video game definitely isn't happening?
Well, unfortunately, whatever happened to that Commander Keen game that was announced in 2019? That climbing game, the mobile one?
In this room.
I am not doing Commander Keen again. But where did it go? No. In all seriousness, I am going to say something pretty obvious, but Beyond Good and Evil 2. Where did that go? But I'm going to say something possibly a little bit more controversial. Good fucking riddance. Right? Good fucking riddance. You might notice that I dropped a really unnecessary F-bomb there. As did the trailers for Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like, Beyond Good and Evil, when it came out, like 20 years ago I think now, was lovely. It had some dark themes and stuff, but it was like still quite a nice upbeat game. And everything about those Beyond Good and Evil 2 trailers, they look pretty cool. The setting was all sort of fairly consistent and things. And then suddenly, they just start swearing loads. And I just thought, why have you done that? Like, and I'm not, like, this isn't me pearl clutching about swearing, but the time to, like, make your franchise edgy was the mid to late 2000s. It's not the 7th generation of consoles anymore, guys. Stupid swearing aside, you know, that makes me think the tone was going to be completely off. But what did happen to it? It was clearly a really ambitious idea, which, you know, there was in 2009, I think there was quite an interesting little, probably quite canned gameplay sequence of Jade, you know, rushing through like some rooftops and doing a bit of parkour and stuff, and then we got those very nice looking but tonally inconsistent sort of cinematic trailers with those completely new characters, and then seeing your pig friend, I was going to call him Pigsy, that's not his name, Paige, meeting an evil-looking Jade at the end. You think, oh, what's going on here? Is this a prequel? Is this a sequel? There was a lot of intrigue around it, and then it just went away again. And we've just had a Ubisoft Forward, which it wasn't at. Michel Ancel has definitely left the project now, I believe. So if we see it again, what's it going to be? Another completely reworked version without swearing? Yeah, it's not happening, is it?
I try not to get excited about games that we know very little about, especially when it comes to like not having seen any gameplay. And in all fairness, we saw gameplay for Pragmata recently, which is nice, very brief look, but it's just seconds of footage for a game that was announced 3 years ago. 2020 was the original announcement with a 2022 release date. It got pushed back to this year, and now it's been sort of delayed indefinitely, which is very worrying for a few reasons really, but if they aren't even willing to predict 2024, they won't even put like the birth of a year. It could be between January and December. That isn't great. Doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. Unless maybe, if I'm really optimistic, it's all a ruse and they're going to shadow drop it. I mean, the game looks very mysterious. As I say, we know very little about it, so it would really suit a shadow drop. but I'm very concerned about what's going on over there because Capcom largely have been firing on all cylinders recently with Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Monster Hunter, all doing really well. The RE engine has been a really great boon for them. All of the games on it have been pretty solid. So I was really excited about the fact they were doing a new IP, a sci-fi game set on the moon with this clearly like tone of mystery. But the mystery really is where the hell is Pragmata and what the hell is going on?
Ewan,
Aye.
what hugely anticipated game is just gone now?
I need to know where it came from, where to go. Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye Revan. Hey! That's even the wrong thing. It's this guy right here. Like, what was, like, the story of the Knights of the Old Republic remake is truly one of the most bizarre things that has happened in terms of game announcements over the last few years. I don't know if you know, Joe, but pretty weird few years the last few years. And yet they revealed this in it was the PlayStation Showcase Event Spectacular in 2021 at the end of the year. And we have that great trailer of Revan in, CGI walking in going like yeah, exactly. And then it was announced as it was being developed by Aspyr, who have done a lot of the remasters and HD ports of classic LucasArts games. They were responsible for KOTOR 2 and KOTOR coming out on the Switch. Then also we got that on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. We got Republic Commando. We got all sorts of things being brought back by Aspyr. So it was kind of a bit weird that they were being announced as doing a full remake of KOTOR. And then we got a bunch of reports last year about the project kind of really stalling, and then I think at some point it's been handed off to, I think there was something about Saber Interactive getting the reins on it, and they did, believe they did Evil Dead the game, which is a fun game by the way, you should all go play it, it's a fun time. But yeah, I don't think this is happening. I don't know if, it feels bizarre, like, what is the place of KOTOR as a remake in 2023 for Star Wars? It feels like a bit of a weird one because you can't have it in the canon. It doesn't make sense in the canon anymore. Not that canon is everything. I would like to play a KOTOR remake regardless, but it does feel like a bit of a weird project. And yeah, why? Why go for that big effort of we've got a KOTOR remake at the PlayStation Super Mega event thing. It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a PS5 exclusive temporarily. And it's just gone, and we've not heard anything about it. And I'm just like, just let Revan be. Let them be. They can just have a little sleep. It's fine. You don't have to bring back. Just let Revan. Just let them chill. It's fine.
So, which hugely anticipated video game has disappeared? As you can probably tell, my pick, Gears of War. Now, it's been 4 years since Gears 5 came out, and in that time, we've had Gears Tactics, we had that weird mobile game, the Funko Pop one, but other than that, we've had literally nothing on a new entry. I mean, there's been some rumours that they're doing a Marcus Phoenix collection, but we've just had the Xbox Showcase and there was nothing there either. So, Gears is in a bit of a weird spot, and the big issue with Gears 5 is they tried to appeal to the biggest audience as possible. So they were trying to bring new players in whilst also trying to please the hardcore fan base. And I think that's where the biggest misstep came into play, because you can't dumb the game down. They added hit markers and some of the guns were stronger and all sorts. We can debate the power of the Lancer and where it should be in the meta for days. This is how much of a Gears nerd I am. I've played the franchise since 2006, since its inception on Xbox 360. This was my game growing up. This was the game I put the most time into, Gears 1, 2 and 3 especially. You can't have your cake and eat it too, because you can't appeal to the casual audience whilst keeping the hardcore fan base happy. I love Gears, and I made so many friends on this game back in the 360 days who have all just fell off the game. And even I haven't played Gears 5 in about 2 years because they stopped support for it and the competitive scene died and all that, and it was just left to fizzle out, which for being one of the tentpole Microsoft IPs is a tragedy really. Hopefully they can pull it back round with Gears 6. I'd love to see a remastered collection of 2 and 3, but who knows at this point. Yeah, bring Gears back. Can we talk about Gears? Can we make it relevant again? Maybe shake it up, make it more cinematic, I don't know. Yeah, Gears, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about it, and I'm a little bit bummed that we haven't heard anything. So, fingers crossed, Gears, please, Microsoft, give us something.
Josh,
Yes.
which announced video game disappeared?
Well, I'll tell you which one, Ewan, and this one is not a surprise. Maybe Beyond Good and Evil 2, everyone might have expected to drop off the radar, but this game, as soon as it was announced, everyone across the globe said, that ain't coming out for a while, and that's The Elder Scrolls 6, which was shockingly announced when Bethesda also announced Starfield, and they said it wasn't going to arrive until that game had launched. This was E3 2018. 5 years ago, and we still don't have Starfield. That's coming out in a few months, allegedly, and then work is going to start on The Elder Scrolls 6. So, realistically, at least I think a decade will have passed between Fallout 4, which I mark as like quite significant, and the release of Elder Scrolls 6, and it's probably going to be longer than that considering it took them 8 years to develop Starfield, and game development is only snowballing and getting even bigger. I am of course looking forward to Elder Scrolls. Who isn't? But why they announced it in that moment, I will never understand, because nobody thought it was going to arrive quick, and yet they did it. And then Todd Howard did it again, and he said, Elder Scrolls 6 is coming, and then we'll probably do Fallout 5. Thanks, man. Thank you. This is
I'm gonna tell you about a game that you now need to instantly forget.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll play that when I'm 60. I don't know why they learned the opposite lesson from Fallout 4. Say what you will about that game, but that game was announced 6 months before it came out. They said as a company they were moving away from dropping CG trailers and making us wait for years. And then they instantly did it. They said, we won't make them wait 6 months, we'll make them wait 6 years.
Quit you CG trailers.
I
can't quit you.
Quit you. It's just, it's nuts, man, and it's going to be good, hopefully, but why?
We're gonna be old men.
I'm going to be so old.
We're
I'm
gonna be
going to be
old,
so
man.
old. It's going to be at least 15 years since Skyrim came out by the time this game comes
Tom
out.
was already saying the other day that like he might not get to play Elder Scrolls 7 because he'll be dead.
Yeah, no. I might be dead. I might be dead. I just want to play it.